All right, here we are with Nate Rinaldi coming off of a opening night win at Brighton Speedway last weekend. Nate, how's it going, man?
Really good. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing great. Let's get into it. So the Northeast Late Model Alliance kicks off their season last Saturday, and you walked away with the win. Tell us about the race.
Yeah, it was definitely it wasn't easy by any means. Track sort of just came to me. My style of track really. I like it when really rubber down, top bottom, 2 lane track. So there's no follow the leader. You kind of make it stick wherever you went. Started sixth. Well, Reed won the qualifier. Reed drew sixth out of 6 cars. So that's always fun when you pull the last redraw spot. Going into it after the qualifier, I was a little concerned about the track because in qualifiers it was already starting to slick off, dusting up. But the track staff did an awesome job getting the track ready to feature, and great 2 lane racing. Just sort of made it work. Car was really good. We had it all dialed in. So yeah, it worked. Everything went perfectly. I couldn't put it any other way.
Awesome. And with all the competitiveness of the series, and it seems like every year there's more and more cars being added, how important is it to get off to a start like that just for your confidence going forward?
Yeah, no, 100%. There's every year we see an increase in car count. Um, it's a kind of a big thing that we were trying to, how do I word this? We're trying to grow late models back in Southern Ontario area, Northern New York. It's been so overpowered by center steer modifieds and everything for the last couple of years. It's there's so few tracks. I think there's, off the top of my head, I think us and South Buxton are the only tracks in Ontario that still run late models, and they run open late models. And I think the closest track that runs them weekly in the States is Genesee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take a quote on that, but so it's kind of like late models have moved south, and it's really nice to see how we get a bigger car counts every year. And yeah, you never know how many cars are going to show up to each show, especially when we travel out east to Brockville and Can-Am and Cornwall. So we don't know how many cars we're going to get. We could get, but we're going to get probably a few less there. We're going to get a lot more when we go west. We know that we've already been confirmed. I've personally been talking to a couple of drivers from Northern New York out that way who have already committed to at least those 3 races that we're going to try and make it to some of the east races too. So I know there's a lot of cars, and with the way the point system works, every point matters, every position matters. So you need to get off to a good start, and there's not a better way to start with your confidence than a win on opening night, I guess. So
For sure. And I do want to get into kind of more your goals in the season ahead. But first, I do want to kind of circle back for those who might not know your story. Just tell us a little bit about how you got into racing and your family background.
oh yeah, for sure. My dad, well, actually, my grandparents, my grandmother and grandfather purchased Brighton Speedway. Oh, I can't remember exactly what year it is off, but we celebrated the Rinaldi family owning the Speedway for 30 years. And that was, I think, 3 or 4 years. I think it's been in the Rinaldi family for at least 35 years. We're going on now, I think. So, and my dad took it over from my grandparents when I was around, well, he started helping out more when I was young after me and my brother were born. And then we took over, I think, officially in 2011 or 2012. My dad took over the Speedway. So I've been around the track since the day I was born. I've always been here every Saturday night. And when I was 7 years old, Dad walked into my room one day and said, "Do you want to start racing go-karts?" And I said, "Sure. Why not?" I was 7. I thought that was sick. Here did I know 13 years later, or I guess 14 years later now, I just turned 21. So 14 years later, I would be driving a crate late model with the big boys all over Ontario.
That's awesome. Definitely, it's a cool story with your family. My family, my grandfather's brother, my great uncle used to own Barrie Speedway up before it closed down a few years ago. So I know how much hard work and money and energy and what a family every weekend, the whole family's at the track, and it really becomes a kind of a cool tradition. So tell us a little bit about the season coming up for you. Merrittville Speedway is the next series race, May 20th. Tell us a little bit about what you expect at Merrittville, and then just your goals going forward for the rest of the season.
Well, yeah. So with Merrittville coming up, we had a really good showing last year at Merrittville. We finished 4th, which was actually only my 3rd time ever driving the car that I have now with at Merrittville, and pulled off at the time. It was our highest place ever in a late model, was at Merrittville. And I've before this I raced Canadian Modifieds, and I always had good showings at Merrittville. I quite enjoy the track. It's always a very well taken care of, well maintained track. A lot of fun there. I'm sure it's going to be another great race for the series. We're expecting good car counts, but for sort of just future plans, well, you want to, the way we started, I guess you want to keep going how you started, right?
Yeah.
Oh, winning on open nights, it kind of sets the bar a little high, I guess. But I'd love to keep it going. I know I have faith in my crew. I got faith in my car, and I guess it's just me to bring it to the track every week. That's kind of all that's going to hold us there.
And just getting away from the track for a second, when you're not at the racetrack, what are some things that you enjoy doing?
When I'm not at the track, which is most of the time, I'm out in the shop. But I jumping on the PlayStation, or me and my boys will go and we'll go play hockey and go play pickup somewhere. Love playing hockey. Played hockey my whole life. I've always enjoyed sports, so whatever. We'll go outside, go for a bike ride, whatever we got to do, stay active.
Awesome. And who are some of your kind of racing heroes growing up, and maybe current drivers that you like watching or following?
I think growing up, my all-time favorite driver was Matt Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Just for years, I've loved watching him drive in the modified. It was he is definitely like my all-time number one hero of a driver. But currently driving, since I got into the late model, I've been watching a lot more late model racing, and there's so many great drivers, especially in the Lucas Oil series and the World of Outlaws. But I really like watching, it might sound a little cliche to say, but watching Ricky Thornton drive, how he can drive around the outside every lap, all the time, and always be fast. And he can put that car wherever, or especially Hudson O'Neal also. I really love the way that they look in the car. They always look so comfortable, and they just make any situation look better.
Yeah, I was actually at Port Royal a couple weeks ago for the Lucas Oil race there.
Oh, I watched that one. I watched that one on Flow. It was a really good race.
I was doing some photography and stuff, and I gotta say, Ricky Thornton Jr. is one of the coolest guys. Like, he gives you all kinds of time, just even kind of laughing and joking around with the photographers and posing and stuff. Like, he's such a cool dude. So it's hard not to cheer for him. I know he's kind of winning a lot, and people get tired of that, but I mean, I love the guy. He's awesome. So I wish him all the success. So I'm glad you mentioned him.
Yeah, some people deserve it. They put in the time, and you know they've put in the time to be where they are. It's not like they just hopped in it. Like, he's put in his time, and he deserves what he's getting. He obviously makes it work every week.
Yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm going to be doing this hopefully weekly, if not semi-weekly, with all the drivers in this series. So you're just the first of many, and we can have you back on. So I'm wishing you continued success this season. And before I let you go, I'll just give you a chance to shout out any sponsors, people that help you out to get you where you're at.
Yeah, no, that would be great. No racer can do it without the sponsors. It's not a one-man show by any means. Thanks some big sponsors. I got to thank Scott Blackburn at Brighton Cycling, and Tom Wallace at Campbell Chrysler, Ken Morton over at Deer Haven Power Sports. And we also couldn't do it without the support of my family and the guys who helped me in the pits. I got to thank my mom and dad for supporting me all these years, and my grandparents who are there every Saturday helping my dad to get the track ready, and my mom getting everything ready. My grandma helps mom get everything ready in the office. And then all my pit guys, because you couldn't do it without them. You get a flat tire and you don't get a pit guy, you're out of luck. So you can't do it without somebody supporting you. And I have a whole lot of support, and I really appreciate all of them.
That's right. Behind every driver is a lot of family support, sponsorship support. So couldn't do it without all of that. So again, thanks, Nate, for coming on, and best of luck this year.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. Love to be back on if you want me.
For sure.